Reflection of uniform. Reflection of uniform plane wave on normal incidence. Reflection of uniform plane wave on normal incidence on normal incidence. Reflection of plane wave. Reflection of uniform plane wave. Reflection of uniform plane wave on normal incidence. Reflection of uniform plane wave. A reflection of uniform plane wave on normal incidence. So it consists of three axes: x-axis, y-axis, z-axis. Incident wave, reflected wave, and transmitted wave. Incident wave, there comes reflected wave, incident wave, reflected wave, and transmitted wave. Reflection of uniform plane wave, reflection of uniform plane wave on normal axis. Reflection of uniform plane wave on normal axis. It consists of three waves, that is incident wave, reflected wave, and transmitted wave. Incident wave, reflected wave, and transmitted. Reflection of uniform plane wave on normal incidence. Reflection of uniform plane wave, uniform plane wave on normal incidence. So incident wave, reflected wave, transmitted wave. Incident wave, e1 vector plus h1 vector plus. Reflected wave, e1 vector minus h1 vector minus. Transmitted wave, transmitted wave, e2 plus h2 plus. Okay, reflection of uniform plane wave on normal incidence. Uniform plane wave, so it's actually uniform plane wave. Reflection of uniform plane wave, reflection of uniform plane wave on normal incidence. It consists of three axes: x-axis, y-axis, and z-axis. So in x-axis there are actually three waves, that is incident wave, reflected wave, and transmitted wave. Incident wave consists of two vectors, that is h1 at e1 minus vector, and e2 e1 minus e1 plus vector, h1 plus vector, and e1 minus vector, and h1 minus vector. And transmitted wave consists of e2 vector plus and h vector plus. So the place we reflect incident wave and reflected wave, so it consists of medium one is sigma 1, epsilon 1, and mu 1. Sigma 1, epsilon 1, and mu 1. And medium 2 is medium 2 consists of sigma 2, epsilon 2, and mu 2. Sigma 2, x2, and so reflection of uniform plane wave, reflection of uniform plane wave on normal incidence. 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 It consists of three axes: x-axis, y-axis, z-axis. In x-axis, it consists of incident wave and reflected wave, whereas in the opposite of x-axis, it consists of transmitted wave. So incident wave and reflected wave are represented by e1 vector, h1 vector, and incident wave is represented as e1 vector minus and h1 vector minus, whereas reflected wave is represented by e1 e2 minus e1 minus and h1 minus. Okay, so it's okay, let's move on. So it is actually z equals to 0 0. A reflection of reflection of uniform reflection of uniform reflection of uniform reflection of uniform plane wave, reflection of uniform plane wave on normal non-normal incidence, normal INCIDENC, reflection of uniform plane wave, reflection of uniform plane wave on normal incidence on reflection of uniform plane wave on normal incidence y no x y z equals to 0, incident wave, reflected wave, transmitted wave, incident wave, reflected wave, incident wave, reflected wave, and transmitted waves. Incident wave consists of E1 vector plus and H1 vector plus. Reflected wave consists of E1 minus and H1 minus, whereas transmitted consists of E2 plus and H2 plus. Incident wave medium is known as medium 1. Medium 1 is represented by sigma 1 mu 1 sigma 1 epsilon 1 and mu 1. Medium 2 consists of uh, sigma 2 epsilon 2 and mu 2. Reflection of uniform plane wave on normal incidence. Reflection of uniform plane wave on normal incidence. Uniform plane wave on normal incidence. Reflection of uniform plane wave on normal incidence. So it consists of three waves. So let us consider an incident wave in first medium. Let us consider an incident wave in first medium. In the first medium, that is sigma equals sigma 1, epsilon equals epsilon 1, and mu equals mu 1 encounters boundary with secondary medium.